Hey guys, this is back on another video. Today we're reacting to Do Not Judge Me because I'm a goth. I don't know. And it's Storyburst. Make sure to go like and subscribe to Storyburst and to my channel. And let's just get into this video. Okay.
I am a goth, and being a goth is pretty hard. I get so many remarks every day like, hey, Wednesday Adams, where's your brother? Or, hey, Morticia, where's Gomez? Or, hey, Halloween ended. I remember two incidences that really got underneath my skin. So the first instance was back last winter, and I was walking to Walgreens, and I approached the parking lot, and this little boy is just staring at me, like, pretty awkward and pretty uncomfortable, so I decided just to smile and wave, you know. He, like, whirled his head around and looked up to his mom and goes, Mommy, Mommy, that girl looks dead. Should we help her? Should we help her? And at first the mom was just kind of confused, and then she turned to me and just let out this giant dramatic gasp and then covered her child's eyes and goes, Honey, don't look, she'll curse you. And then she just glared at me and started calling me a witch. And so I just ignored her, and I'm like, okay, crazy lady, just gotta go get my cough drops and I'll be done with her. And then when I came back out, she was still there and she was still chanting witch underneath her breath. And then I noticed that she had the charmed necklace around her neck, and I just kind of chuckled. She's like, what's so funny? And I'm like, well, you're calling me a witch when you have the Wiccan symbol around your neck, and you know, the word witch comes from Wicca, which I am not. So, yeah, don't be so judgy, and don't shield your son from this like it's a horrible thing, you know. I just kind of left her there with, like, her jaw hitting the floor. The second instance really bothered me. I was ringing up my stuff at the self-checkout, and this guy's just staring at me. And I could tell that he was very religious, so I got my receipt, I got my change, my items, and I left. He follows me, grabs me by my shoulders, whirls me around, and goes, Child, there's more to this life than worshipping the devil. Please, don't shroud yourself in darkness. I mean, the guy acted like I was going to be forever cursed in the pit of hell, but I just kind of snapped. And I was like, you know what? It's Bible thumpers like you that depict gods as satanic and evil, okay? I'm not sacrificing children. I'm not slitting people's throats. I'm not drinking goat's blood and running naked in the woods, okay? It's a fashion choice, not a religious thing. Can you please pull your head out of your butt and realize that? And FYI, sir, I grew up in a Christian household and I live behind two churches, alright? So don't tell me I'm satanic before you get to know me. So, there. And then I left. And the look on the guy's face, I will never forget it. It was a mixture of like, holy crud, she's right, and oh my lord, what did I just do? You know, so what? I'm goth. It's just my decision what I wear and how I look like. I'm me, and I wouldn't want to be anyone else but me.
Yeah, guys, do not. Hey guys, so I'm gonna say this one too. Okay, guys, so this is the next one.
I was born with a rare syndrome called tilted disc syndrome. It affects 1 to 2% of the population, and I was one of the unfortunate ones to get it. This caused my eye to be in this awkward location. My parents didn't notice it until I was 3, and when I finally went to the doctor for the first time to see about the problem, they said they couldn't do anything about it. So for most of my childhood, I had to live with this appearance. This caused a lot of bullying, and a lot of kids to call me ugly, and a lot of kids thought I was blind. I didn't trust anyone except a few friends who I had who didn't care about how I looked. Around this time, there was a new book that came out called Wonder, so I finally decided to read it. And this gave me a lot of inspiration to stand up, because even though I was born with this weird syndrome, I knew I was still beautiful. It's just the other kids were too blind to see it. I got through my elementary school years. and I finally got the treatment I needed so then I could have a normal appearance. Though there were a lot of side effects. I did get sick, and I got a lot of headaches, but that was only for a few months, and then finally I was good. But they had to plant these metal implants so then my eye could be adjusted, and that caused some weird facial expressions. So whenever I grinned, it would look really weird, and whenever I was looking over at someone, my eyes would be really wide open. A lot of kids started to call me the devil, and it was really, really sad. This caused a lot of depression in me, though I thought of what the Wonder Kid, Augie, would do, and I realized that, who cares? You be you. You're amazing. I just went with that throughout my middle school years. I'm a freshman in high school now, and I don't care how I look. I don't care if I have a weird facial expression. I don't care if I once was a freak. I just be myself, and that is what gets you through life. So to all those people who are being bullied out there for their looks, just remember, you are beautiful on the inside, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Move on to the next one.
Oh my god, we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the edge.
So what are you watching?
How to make Stormbreaker Avengers Endgame 1.
I want to see how good you're making it.
That's just the back.
So it all started off with me going out with this boy that I was head over heels with, and one night we were texting because we were kind of, and then I sent something and it wasn't full. It was like just half a pic, so it wasn't that bad, but he said he wouldn't show anyone. But then one of his friends took his phone and sent the picture to him and then sent it to the whole year. And so the vivid memory that I have is just coming into school and seeing everyone have this picture of me on their phone that was meant for this one person. And then like all my confidence was just completely shattered by this stupid picture. I felt broken. I was so hurt inside. And so I dealt with it for 2 weeks, and then the teachers found out. Then I had to get called into the head's office, and they told me I had to go and tell my mum about what happened and my family, and the police were going to get involved. I just started bursting out crying when I found out, because I just never would have imagined myself with the police, with this stupid mistake I've done, and this picture getting circulated, and I being practically getting cyberbullied by these stupid boys who thought they had the power over me. And so I had a meeting with the police, and they were really kind to me, saying this happens all the time, like, don't worry, it's not your fault that this picture got circulated, it's the boys' fault. And so the boys got really, really badly told off, and I thought they learned their lesson. And so months passed, and the stupid thing that I did, instead I kept going out with this boy because he apologized and I thought he meant it.
Guys, if that happens, do not just keep going out with that boy. No. It's wrong.
So one night we were texting, and then he just sent me a picture saying hashtag send nudes with laughing emojis. I literally started crying, and I was like, why the would you do that to me? And I was just swearing, and I was just like so mad at him for saying that after what he put me through. And so he said, this was none of my fault, it was all your fault for sending it. And then he blocked me on Snapchat, and then like unfollowed him on like social media. So still to this day, he's speaking so bad about me behind my back, calling me, bitch, calling me shallow, calling me horrible words that I would never say about him. And I wanted to post this story because I want to warn girls in the world that this can happen to anyone. Just be careful. I hope this can teach you a lesson.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end.
Guys, I wanna see. Oh no.
There's no saying people unpleasant.
Are we the first candy to make something thin? Nah. Are we the best at it? Yep.
In 6th grade, I knew this girl. This girl and I, we weren't best friends, but we were kind of in the middle. So at the end of the year, she gives me this invitation to her birthday party. Of course, I'm excited. My mom, at the end of each year, she buys 17 new bathing suits, despite the fact that my ones from last year still fit me. So I go home and I say, "Hey, yo, Mom, we're going to this party." And she presented me with this new bathing suit. It was a bikini, but the thing I need to say about it is that at the sides of it, there are these, ties. And if you untie them, the bathing suit falls apart. So I went to the party, and it was more than half guys. And I have no problem with that. Most of my best friends are guys. So, I'm having fun for most of the party. And everyone decides to go on the diving board. And I join in, because I like diving boards. So I get up there, and then I dive. When I go under, I realize my bathing suit just came off. But I tried to just pull it back on, but it wouldn't come back on. The bathing suit had completely come undone. So I awkwardly slid to my friend, and I was like, "Yo, my bathing suit just came undone." And she saw it, and she's like, "Oh shoot." So she called all the girls over, and they all tried to help me. They covered me with a floaty and stood in front of me. My friend, she told all the guys to go in the opposite corner of the pool so they couldn't see anything. And of course, the girl's mom was not there, so her dad had to help me. He just threw a towel into the pool and helped me out of it. So I awkwardly walked into the shed to tie it back on me. Then my towel slipped out of my hand. It didn't completely come off, just showed a little bit. Oh, guys started yelling. Oh god. So I just walked in the shed and cried. I wasn't full on crying, just oh my god. I got it on and went back out and tried to enjoy myself for the rest of the party. I wanted just to go home. And in the end, I just said to my mom, "I want to burn this bathing suit." And that's what I did.
What the fuck? Hey guys.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end.
Oh, everything.
Don't you hate when you go to those other sub shops and you order and you have to be all "Can you put some more meat on there?"